specify that my main audience is my generation, the kids, so hey guys. Today, we've all been gathered here, right? But for what purpose? Why are all of us children clumped into this dining hall? I mean, this is like the last place we want to be, right? We're here today to discuss how we can preserve Buddhism and our cultural identities within our generation. But before we can even delve into that topic, we have to understand the importance of implementing Buddhism and our cultural identities within our own lives in a way that's relevant to the circumstances we live in. When I say circumstances, I'm referring to the fact that all of us here are Bengali American and Buddhist. This is our identity, right? We all grew up in America where the culture, societal standards, and norms are completely different from the perceptions of our parents that they grew up in. We learn from the world around us and are influenced by what we experience in an American society. Our lifestyles are much, much more radical compared to our parents who lived under a conservative notion. We are Bengali American and Buddhist by birth, but our American side is what we usually are influenced by. Our ideas, knowledge, perspective are all around American culture. So what does that mean, right? The American influence that surrounds us every step we take. And the only source of our Bengali identity, to understand that identity, is through our parents. We learn about this side, Bengali Buddhist, through a preconceived notion and a one-sided perspective of who we are. In this speech, I mainly want to solidify our understanding of our Bengali Buddhist side and how we can incorporate that within our American lives. Buddhism is a philosophy. It has no constrictive rules that binds us to a constant way of life. We choose how we want to live. We all may not grow up seeing Buddhism in that way due to our clashing environments. We all don't live the same way. But this is the rawest form of Buddhism one gets. It's pure idea and morale. Buddha, he was never a god. He was a teacher, a leader, an artist of humanity, and he taught enlightening ideas that persist to this day and age. But these ideas are dying out. Why? Because Buddhism doesn't surround us and is nowhere prominent in our lives in the sense that it encases us in rules. Because we can live our lives in freedom in a way that we're not binded by anything, is the very reason we, the younger generation, are disconnecting from who we are. You can shape Buddhist philosophies and interpret them in your way, in a way that's relevant to you. It's extremely crucial Buddhism doesn't die out in our body and mind because it's quite literally the roots of every single Barua here. Forgetting your roots is like forgetting yourself. It's a matter of how you continue to implement these roots within yourself in order to be you. As Baruas, our surnames survived multitudes of history and spreads to who knows where. It's this universal connection that is unique to our lineage and our lineage only. It's important to value this connection because as we grow, we'll most likely grow farther and farther away from each other. But to know there's people out there that have this immediate connection to just from a surname, it brings solace and serenity. And these connections will follow you forever. The same applies to Buddhism. The fact that you have a commonality in your beliefs, it's something you should value. And recently, I went to Bangladesh to visit my family, right? And there, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to connect with my family. Because before I visited, I didn't talk to them really, nor did I socialize with them because I didn't really know how to socialize with them. But once I was there, I was instantly able to click with them. And honestly, we didn't even know anything about each other before, but because we share this commonality and belief, and because we are all Baruas, we can be comfortable around each other. Now that we understand the importance of our identity, how can we preserve our bloodline, our ancestral legacy, and above all, our socio-religious pride? As I mentioned before, it's a matter of how you continue to incorporate your roots within your life. And by having this connection, you're already preserving Buddhism within yourself. You can't start to preserve Buddhism everywhere else if you can't preserve it within yourself. On a larger scale, continuing to keep in touch through like small gatherings like this, or not really small, but yeah, it already is a big step to keeping our values alive. But the real problem is to prevent letting our pride and livelihood dying out in our society, not just our community. For starters, we can continue solidifying our connection through, again, these gatherings. But it doesn't have to be anything special though. That's the difference. It can just be time to catch up with family. And most of all, be proud of your religion. It's something very small, but in a society where there's just so many clashing ideas, it's hard to, be who you are. So by preserving Buddhism in a way you're proud, that just itself keeps the idea alive. It's these little things that matter and really make an impact. The extravagance isn't everything. Especially since in Bangladesh, the government is in chaos and minorities are just getting punched and beat up. And that minority includes our families. So supporting them here by preserving our values, in a way, we can help them too over there. So thank you for hearing me out. I appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Say something, ask something about in Chittagong.
So what?
বাংলাতে বলবে?
¿Qué nasos? ¿Cómo nasos?